Okay, welcome to the show, to Why I Do Show. And today I'm blessed to have Emilia Ohrtmann with us. Emilia specializes in helping women in many, many different ways. Just a couple of those would be her podcast, which is Mums in Biz. She's an author, a #1 bestselling Amazon author with It's Your Life. She has a fashion brand, and that's just what she's doing now. She's done plenty of stuff in the past. So Emilia, welcome.
Thank you very much, Phil. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, you're lovely. Now, so as of course the title says, we'd love to know more about why you do what you do, and you've obviously got a bit of a passion here. So I'd love to know for what reason this drives you. Where's this all come from?
So everything I do or have done in the past, all the businesses I have started or done, or the book I've written and the podcast I record is in helping women feel confident and empower themselves, really. And this is for entrepreneurship, to become to start their own business and feel confident in that, what they're doing, but actually also in life. And it comes from me when I was younger, not feeling so confident, and actually having to push myself out of my comfort zone for everything. Nothing came easy for me. I thought life was not for me, life was against me. Why couldn't I do what other people seemingly did so easily, and I couldn't do it? So I had to push myself because I wanted to achieve these kind of things as well. For example, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. My parents were entrepreneurs. So for me, that was kind of like, that's what you do, that's what you want. But I also really wanted to be my own boss and wanted to be responsible for myself. And then it developed into this theme because I did what I did, and I had a website design business, for example, which specialized on women. And then I helped them further, not only websites, but really to start their business, because that's so deep rooted in me. I mean, that's my why. And then when I started the podcast, it was also to bring women together. It was like to create a community, to bring women together, to help other women to empower themselves, really. Because I think everything is so much easier when you're in a community, when you're doing it together, when you feel supported, when you can exchange ideas and so on. But obviously it is something that even that is not easy for some women sometimes, to step out there and ask for help and so on. So so that's my whole theme, what I'm doing. Because I know how hard it can be, I want to make it a bit easier for women, but I also want to show them what is possible and what they can do if they really believe in it and work on it. And then I decided to write a book, which is called It's Your Life, How to Choose Confidence. And the initial idea came that I wanted to write it for my children. Because I wanted to tell them my story, just in case something happens to me. I wanted to tell them my story, how I decided it's my life. I can choose with my life what I want to do. I'm responsible as well. You're always responsible for yourself, then that's something that took me a while to realize, that I am responsible. Nobody else is responsible. And so I wrote the whole story down. I wrote about judgment and how I suffered with feeling judged, and how I judged other people because of it. I thought that you belong because when you judge, or when you belong to a group because they all believe something and you believe the same thing. And that doesn't make you happy, really. That what makes you happy is have like a deep rooted confidence within yourself. You don't need to be loud and outgoing to be confident, but if you have like values that you believe in, if you do what you really like, all of that gives you confidence inside. And then I wrote the book, and the book is really, now it's for my kids in the future, but now it's for every woman. And I'm saying women because it is a book that is more suited for women, but then I don't want to alienate any man. You know, you can read it as well. And there are, I think, definitely stories in there that resonate with men. And also, obviously, you would understand your wives better.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's my why, really. Now I went into the what already a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what to talk about now for the next one. Okay, so you said something that, you know, you feel a lot of people, or it came across that, you know, people are told what to do. As in, I saw this picture of like people being put into a box or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually not even told what to do, but also how to be or how to feel. So I was told I was shy, for example. I was told I was not confident, basically. And because so many people said that to me, and just because I wasn't this outgoing person, I felt that way. You know, like, and then I was told, okay, if everybody says that, if my parents say that, if my teachers say that, then it must be true, right? And then I'm not, you know, I cannot achieve certain things because I am not confident or I am shy, which is so not true. And maybe I had to work harder for things, but maybe it was also good that way. So yeah, so I call that in my book, I call it labeling, how you are labeled. And then also how obviously you're told what to do. I mean, and even in our society now, you're being told by, you know, by your parents about the educational path that you should go, you know, like be a doctor, be a lawyer, that's a good job, that will earn you like status and money and so on. But and that's where we come to my fashion design. That's not a like reputable profession. Maybe, you know, you won't make much money with it. It's not something that made sense to a lot of people. So and also to my family, fashion gave me confidence. And it gives to so many women. I mean, women feel, if they put on beautiful clothes, they feel beautiful already, and they may stand up a little bit taller already, you know, and feel prettier. But actually, it's not only about that. For me, it's also confidence. If you feel good about yourself, you feel more confident. And that's what I want to help women with all around. You know, I'm so passionate about this topic all around, not only for fashion, but obviously my passion is fashion and fabrics. And that's why I use that to make women feel confident, wear confidence. That's what I call it.
I think what I hear is you know, they're wearing confidence externally, but they're also wearing confidence internally.
Yes.
And I think a lot of us make a choice, don't we? Like, you know, you can choose to dress up and feel confident, or you can choose to not dress up internally as well. And you know, it's true what you say. There's a lot of guys that are going through a really bad time as well, you know, lacking confidence and being boxed as well. So I'm sure we could all learn something from you. I know anyone that knows my journey knows that I was also kind of boxed a little bit. So yeah, I'm with you on that. So your podcast, just very briefly on your podcast, you've been going for a while on that now, I think. How many sort of followers do you have?
We've been doing this for 2 years, and the sort of followers, good question, Phil. I'm not really good with all these numbers and all of that.
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
But so in terms of your podcast, what would you say is just very quickly? Do you have like a story on there where someone, you know, came back to you and said, "Oh, thank you, I took this away, I did this"? Do you have one quick one?
Actually, a lot. We have a lot of women who say they started listening to one episode and then they couldn't stop anymore. They had to listen, like binge listening, and then they felt so empowered and so driven to they take their next steps. They learn from us. We talk a lot about goal setting and following your dreams, and you know, working with intention on things and following your passion. And women feel they get energy from the podcast. So they listen to the podcast and they get energy, and then they set goals for themselves. They find maybe like a partner who holds them accountable, like an accountability partner. So yes, we get that feedback a lot. And we just recently had amazing feedback from one lady who who said everybody should listen to the podcast. Every woman and even teenager should read my book, and because it helps so much. When you hear things from other women who have gone through the same thing. That's why it's called Mums in Biz, because it is a little bit different when you are a mum in business and have your own business, because you have the kids at home and you do have to look after them as well, more or less, depending, but also depending on the age of the children. But there is a difference still. Sadly, in a little bit, and that's why we are also interviewing other women, mums in business, to inspire other mums how they can do it, to see that it's possible, that there are ways to build a business even when you only do it during school hours. And honestly, this is like the perfect day to record this podcast, because today is International Women's Day. And exactly. And the theme is choose to challenge. And I mean, basically that's all, that sums up a lot of the things that I do. We challenge as well. We choose every day to follow our dreams, to follow our passion, and to step out of our comfort zone.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think it's awesome what you're doing. And again, it has been an interesting year. Just recently I saw, some post on Facebook that had, all the women in these top flying positions around the world. And it really is amazing. I was a little bit disturbed they left my wife off there personally, but we need to be having a chat about that. But it was, there's obviously some amazing people out there. Okay, so now the really serious stuff. If you were stuck on a desert island, with the exception of obviously your immediate loved ones, because you don't want you getting in trouble, who would you choose to be on a desert island with, and why?
That's a tough question, Phil. And of course, I would say, my kids, my husband, easily. And then also the question is, how long would we stay on that island? But I would say I have a friend who also does triathlon with me. You do triathlon, so you understand that. She's also into sports, and she shares a lot of my interests. And I would choose her. I don't know if she would come with me really, but no, I would choose her. And just because I think that we can sit in stillness together. So if you're together just with one person all the time, you don't want to talk the whole time. So we can sit, it's easy for us to just sit or just be. But we also have lots of things to talk about, and lots of common hobbies like triathlon, yoga, fashion. We can talk a lot about fashion and photography and so on. But also I think we would find together, we're a good team, and would find a good way to get off that island.
Okay. Are we allowed to know who this friend of yours is?
Akemi, she is a photographer. So she's also an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you could do loads of triathlons around the island, sit down and do yoga, and then be in silence because there's no TV. Love it. And you could take loads of photos. Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like a perfect partner. Okay. Emilia, look, thank you so much for being with us today. All the best with all your efforts in improving people's lives. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me, Phil.
Take care, and we'll see you soon.